Hi, it's Steve. In this video, I'm going to talk about gun safety and common sense. Now, most of you know about the general rules of gun safety. Always keep your finger off your trigger until you're ready to shoot. Always treat the gun as if it's loaded. Always keep it pointed in a safe direction, etc. And you can go online and look up all of them. There's like 12 now. But recently, a person commented on one of my videos that I put on last year that I wasn't handling the gun safe, and proceeded to try to insult me. And then when I commented back that, you know, he must not have noticed that I cleared the weapon, he said something about, well, always treat a gun as loaded, don't look down the business end. Well, he is apparently, best I can guess, is taking these gun safety rules to an absolute. Now, it is true. You should always treat a gun as if it's loaded. I have here my Springfield XDS, and as you can see, magazine's out, slides locked open, no ammo in it. Now, is this gun, should I keep treating it as a loaded gun? No, because I know it's not loaded now. I've checked, I've double checked, I've triple checked. I'm going to put the video in question, a little segment of it, and we'll watch what I did, and then we'll come back. So here's that video. Got a jam. Barrel's clear. Okay, now as you've seen that video, I'm shooting my PT-101 40 caliber, and this is like a year and a half ago. And I get a jam. Slide in lock open. It tried to force another round into the chamber when there was already a spent casing into the chamber. So of course, I lock it open, remove the magazine, pry out the casing with my finger, see that it's empty as it falls to the ground. Now, it's real quick, but you can't see it in the video. I look both in the chamber again, in the magazine well. And it's fast because I'm kind of fast about that. It's hard to catch on camera. And then I proceed to turn the gun around and look down the barrel. Well, why would I do that? Well, because one of the safety rules is always make sure your barrel is free from obstructions. Remember, Brandon Lee was killed because of that. So having an unusual circumstances happen to my gun at that moment, and it was a new gun to me. I just bought it from my brother. In fact, I think that was like the first time I had even shot it. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that that round, the bullet part, even though I was confident it shot out, I wanted to make sure nothing was stuck in my barrel before I load another round into it and pull the trigger. Why? Because occasionally bad things happen and a round will get stuck in your chamber. I've seen it happen like 3 times now in my life. So yeah, you should always check your barrel. Do it unsafely? No. Do it safely. Make sure your gun's cleared. Now, some people say, oh, you know, it's a semi-automatic. They break apart real fast. You can field strip it. Well, I'm standing in a desert. And yeah, you can break these things apart and take the barrel out and look at it from the backside. But that's a couple minutes of wasted time, and I might drop something into the dirt, you know, the barrel, a spring, the spring guide rod. Hell, well, the pins don't come out on that one. It's a torso, so it just rotates down. But yeah, there's things that can go wrong to dirty up the gun. You know, ain't gonna kill the gun, granted, it's just gonna dirty up. But when your magazine's out and you know it's out because you're looking at it, and you're looking at the chamber and you don't see a round in the chamber, and you're not positive, but you want to be 100% positive there's nothing stuck in that barrel. Of course, you can't see this way very good, so you got to look this way. Now, I did mention to this guy afterwards that, you know, apparently he's never cleaned a gun, or he's never even heard of a bore light. Remember these? Bore light. They've come a long way. This is the current one I have. I have actually a couple of these. And why am I bringing this up? Well, even though most of my guns don't do it, you know, the AR-15 style guns, I've had guns before, and I do have one now, and we're going to show it here in a minute. I had an M14 Winchester 190, model 190-22. And you just can't get the bolts out very easily on those guns, you know, to see if you have an obstruction. Now, in the old days, now, you might recognize this. This is my little GSG 22. And as you can see, again, magazine's out, chamber's empty, you know. I've checked it like 3 times now, maybe 4. Anyway, it's empty. Now, if I suspected something went wrong and there might be something jammed in this barrel, well, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to check it from this side. And to take this apart is about an hour's worth of work to disassemble it and put it back together. And you're going to have a table because there's a bunch of screws and all kinds of crap. So that is where your bore light would come in. Again, you put your bore light into the chamber. Of course, in this, it's a 22 chamber, so it's very tiny. And you would proceed, I get some more angle on that, to make sure, oh, look at that, I see nothing but daylight, or light. So it's clear. So should you practice safe gun handling? Sure. It's very important. If you pick up a gun and you haven't held that gun, I'd say within 10 minutes, an hour, a month, everybody has their own ways of doing things. Double check it. You know, it doesn't hurt to check the firearm to make sure they're clear. Once you checked it and clear and you need to disassemble it, check for obstructions, whatever the case may be. Yeah, once you're sure that it is safe, that the firearm is empty, that there's no ammo in it, then there's not a problem. Now, another rule, of course, is, you know, always keep your finger off the trigger. And this goes with the absolutes again. And the reason I have this one out and not the Taurus is because this particular one, and again, as you can see, empty. I mean, it's been sitting over here unless, you know, quantum physics popped a round in the chamber on me in the last 5 minutes. It's still empty. But I'm checking again, see? But this particular gun, to take it apart, you know, it's locked back. Rotate my little latch open, release the slide, but the slide don't come off until you pull the trigger. So I wasn't ready to shoot, but I had to put my finger on the trigger. Again, common sense. The gun's empty. I know it's empty. You now know it was empty because you watched me check it. But sometimes you got to go against those rules. And I don't want to, maybe going against it is the wrong word. You got to use common sense. So always practice the safeties, you know. Is the gun loaded? Is it unloaded? Check. Keep it pointed in a safe direction, blah, blah, blah. Again, you can look online and there's a lot of them. There's like I said, 12 now I found. But it's not an absolute. Use common sense in it when you have other issues. All right. That's my rant for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section, and I'll do my best to respond to it in a timely manner. All right, thanks. Bye.